I remembered to take out the bins, water the plants, walk the dog. Was there anything else? I don't think so.
S-Corp. Did you know, as a freelancer, you could be saving thousands in taxes with an S-Corp? I'm Adam, the Chief LLC Officer here at Startglobal. Let me get dressed and I'll explain. So, an S-Corp isn't like a tribute to Team Rocket or something. It's actually an election that business entities make with the IRS. But let's be clear on a few things. S-Corp is not a business entity. It's just an election that businesses make. Business entities such as an LLC or a C corporation, aka corporation, can make an S corporation. Nice. So, since this video is just for freelancers, when we say S-Corp, we mean LLC elected as an S-Corp. It's just it's not as catchy, sorry. But let's get to the meat of this dish and see how an S-Corp can save some freelancers some taxes. Let's start with a freelancer's single member LLC. Remember, that's not elected as S-Corp. Generally, when a freelancer forms a single member LLC, all the business profits and losses are passed through to the freelancer. LLC does not pay taxes. The freelancer pays it as part of his or her personal tax return. Then the money the freelancer takes from the LLC is considered as distributions, not their salary. Meaning the freelancer cannot take salary from the LLC because the freelancer is the only entity here. That means there is no employer and employee, aka the freelancer is self-employed. Okay, so the money the freelancer takes is considered as distributions. That means the freelancer pays two types of main taxes. First is federal income tax. This ranges from 10% to 37%. And second, there is employment tax. This covers Social Security and Medicare, coming to 15.3%. But hold your horses! There are more taxes which you can find out about by looking through our playlist. I've left it in the description. But it goes without saying, federal and employment are the main ones. So, for example, if the LLC has a profit of $100,000, you have to pay both federal income tax and employment tax on the entire $100,000. Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, before you ask the question, which I know you are dying to ask, what about freelancers single member LLC elected as an S-Corp? Well, an S-Corp is a disregarded entity, just like our normal single member LLC, meaning all business profits and losses are passed through to the freelancer. So even if the S-Corp does not pay any taxes, the freelancer pays it as part of their personal tax return. But the difference is that when you're in an S-Corp, the freelancer can become an employee of the S-Corp. So the freelancer can be both a shareholder and an employee of the S-Corp. That's crazy, right? But why is being an employee useful? In an S-Corp, the freelancer can take money out in two ways, as a distribution and as a salary. In salary, the freelancer has to pay both federal income tax, from 10% to 37%, and employment tax, 15.3%. But for distributions, the freelancer only has to pay federal income tax, again from 10% to 37%. Now let's see, which is better? Distributions! The freelancer doesn't have to pay the 15.3% employment tax on their distributions from an S-Corp. That's going to be a huge amount. But I'm still unsure. Can you give me an example? Okay, so for a freelancer named John, you earn $100,000 in profit as an S-Corp. You take out $60,000 as a salary, and the remaining $40,000 is treated as your distributions. You will pay 15.3% of $60,000, that's $9,180 in employment tax, but if you were not an S-Corp, you would have had to have paid 15.3% of $100,000, that would be $15,300 in employment taxes. You will have saved $6,120 because you've decided to take an S-Corp election. $6,120 is about 47 pairs of AirPods. But I've only got 2 ears. Why would I need 47 pairs? Oh, well, there is a catch. This might make you want to give yourself $0 in salary and take everything as distributions in an S-Corp. That's not allowed. The IRS wants you to give yourself a reasonable salary. Basically, they're party poopers. Sorry, just to cut back in, what's reasonable? It's not clearly defined. Have a think, how much would you pay another person to do your job? Okay. What if you don't give yourself a reasonable salary? Well, the IRS will audit you and make you pay for it. It also might come with some penalties. So you definitely don't want to overexploit the S-Corp advantage. So should every LLC be an S-Corp? No, do it only if you earn over $60,000 in profit every year. Let's walk and talk again. Running an S-Corp can be a bit expensive. You've got to pay for bookkeeping, payroll, legal costs, and all of that other really fun stuff. Especially the annual fees of lawyers, accountants, and bookkeepers can run up to multiple of thousands. It does not make sense for a small freelancer to pay so much if the S-Corp isn't really saving on taxes. Remember, you can just start out as a normal LLC, and whenever you start earning more than $60,000 in profits, take the S-Corp election. But I bet the question on the tip of your tongue that's burning in your brain is, how can you elect to become an S-Corp? Well, the technical steps are: form an LLC, file Form 2553 with the IRS, hire a lawyer, hire an accountant, and hire a bookkeeper. But remember, it's not as simple and as straightforward as 1, 2, 3. It's a huge task in itself just to hire a lawyer, an accountant, and then a bookkeeper. But then you've got to deal with them, submitting documents, having meetings together, and generally working with them, working together. That's a lot of time and money that you have got to say goodbye to. Or you could be a smart cookie and take Startglobals all-in-one plan where we do everything for just one monthly price. I'll leave a link in the description below. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully, I've opened your mind to the possibilities of saving thousands in taxes every year, or better yet, you've already started the process in becoming an S-Corp. Right, I'm going back to bed. I'll see you next time.